So yeah, remember how like earlier this week I was talking about how the hobby was dead and I was like, "Oh, April Fools, blah 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 blah." Holy moly. Okay. So obviously, I don't want this to get political, but it's going to because I know how you guys are. It's going to get political. Try to be civil. Try to be civil, okay, with your comments. But I posted a photo in my Facebook group. It got like 263 comments and counting. And it is because of the imposed tariffs. Now, we've been tiptoeing around the tariff conversation for some time. And yes, this is going to wreck our hobby. It is going to wreck our hobby. I'm going to put the graphic here on screen so you guys can see specifically how it's going to affect our companies, not just like car manufacturing and produce and wood coming from Canada, those type of things we hear on the news all the time. But what we're talking about is our collectibles, right? It's what we are interested in and how it's going to affect certain countries because of where they produce their products, right? And so it's going to affect some more than others. It's going to affect some countries more than others, obviously. And some of this is obviously contingent on a lot of different things. Now, this is ongoing, okay? And again, no matter who you voted for, no matter who you believe in, this is the current reality that we live in, okay? And it's going to affect everybody. And they knew it was going to affect everybody. I think the plan is they want to get manufacturing back here in the United States, okay? And you know, it's simple to say, well, you'll build a new car plant here or you'll build this and that. But even for major manufacturing, it takes years to build that. It takes years to hire all those people, train them, and get them involved. You know, so it's going to take years for that to happen, even if companies come back to the United States. When it comes to statues and collectibles, the reason it's being done in China is because of the labor costs. They have incredibly talented painters, but they pay them a lot less than they would have to pay here in the United States. We've talked about that a lot over the years. It's like, well, you know, hey Chris, why doesn't Sideshow just build their own factory here? That would be great, but they're never going to do that. It's not going to be cost effective. It's just not. And so it's not going to happen. So we are in a trade war. That's where we're at. We're in a trade war with our allies. We're in a trade war with people we're not allies with, but we still buy from, and they buy from us. This is going to kill the hobby. And it's going to kill the hobby for a while. The hobby could still survive, but the prices are going to go way up, because the manufacturer, they are not going to pay those costs. They can't eat those costs. Retailers like Spec Fiction, I would think, and, you know, Collector Zone, like, I don't know how they're going to handle this. Because again, how do you afford these extra fees? And so, like, you know, the United States might say, well, we're going to do a 54% tariff on China. Well, China is going to put a 54% tariff back on us, right? So again, the idea, I think, behind all these tariffs is to not only get manufacturing back in the United States, like I said, to, you know, produce, like, again, here in the United States, produce American jobs, produce America, you know, blah, blah, blah. Because we've lost so many jobs, you know, in buildings and companies overseas, right? Because the labor's cheaper there. So that's one of the ideas. But I think the other idea is to get other countries to eventually back off on their tariffs, because if they back off, then we'll back off too. That sort of thing, right? But again, that's going to take time, and who knows if that'll even happen. You know, the countries are going to retaliate. So I understand the thinking, I think, a little bit of what they're trying to accomplish, but I just don't, I don't think it's ever going to happen. I watched a video with Ronald Reagan today talking in the 80s about how tariffs do not work. They work for a short period of time, but then they don't work. And so, again, politics aside, when it comes to our collectibles, it means that we are going to be paying more. And to me, it means that less is going to be produced. So where does that leave us? Where does that leave us in terms of statues that we've already pre-ordered? Is Sideshow going to take the hit on all that stuff coming in from China? Because we've already paid for it. So I would think that Sideshow would have to take the hit. Can they take that kind of hit? Again, can a third-party retailer take that kind of hit? I don't see how they can. We're already to a point in our hobby where it is slim pickings, so to speak. I am dumbfounded. Now, again, I think that things are still going to be produced. I think that there might be some things on hold. I've talked to a couple of statue companies this week. It's not looking pretty. I have heard that things are going to be on pause until things get better. Now, again, it's been a month or so in the United States, and every day it seems like there's a new number, there's a new tariff, there's a new this, there's a new that. So maybe we'll give it a week and we'll all be laughing and be like, oh, remember that 1 week where we had, crazy tariffs? I don't know. And I've been hearing from a lot of people in the Facebook group, especially, and again, if you're not a member, Batman Statue Collector Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles on Facebook. It's a phenomenal group. Again, I promise we don't talk about the politics stuff very often. But again, like 263 comments so far, and a lot of them are people from overseas chiming in. It's like, yeah, now you're finally getting that taste that we've been talking about. People in the UK finally talking about or saying that, hey, we've been paying those extra fees and those extra import fees or whatever, those tariff fees for years and years and years. You guys in America have been very lucky. And yes, we have. But now we're getting a taste of that as well. And so none of it's good. None of it is good. So when I did my April Fool's joke and I said, yes, this hobby is dead, it was in jest. But there was a lot of truth to what I was saying as well. And this does hurt it even worse. Toys, collectibles, I think that they're going to be in trouble for some time in the foreseeable future. And again, maybe, just maybe, we'll be okay in the long run, that maybe it'll all work out. Things tend to work out pretty well, in the long run. But we'll see. And so I've seen a lot of collectors that said, yes, all of this sucks, but it makes us appreciate what we have even more. Maybe it's time we take a little bit of a step back. We can still enjoy collectors getting things in from afar. We can still get a few pieces in ourselves. I'm going to still be doing my thing here on the channel. So at least you have one outlet, through me. And I don't even know how long I'll be able to do it. We'll see. I mean, if it gets really bad, who knows? I don't have a ton on pre-order right now. I've got like 4 or 5 pieces. So at least there's that. But who knows? Who knows what it's going to be like in the future? It is a scary time to think. Now, of course, if this all works out in the end and everybody's making money again and the world's a happy place, rock on, right? But I think it's going to be pretty damn ugly for a while. So I want you guys to weigh in on all of this. Again, please keep it constructive. Try not to get nasty. This is not what we're here for. We're just here to talk about collectibles, not politics. I know it creeps in, but I just want you to talk about how you feel the hobby will be affected by this, okay? Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear them. Thank you for listening to me ramble on today about this situation, because it is, like I said, it is scary. And I don't want to watch my hobby die. And I know you guys don't either. So again, a lot what I said the other day was true about we still have passion. We still have a heartbeat for this hobby. Let's keep that going. Despite the negativity that consistently creeps in, and this is a big negativity talking point. Let's stick together. Let's hold tight, and we will get through this. This too shall pass. At least I'm praying. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you right here in the Bat Cave. Bye, everybody. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these 2 awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Bat Cave.